In America today, a dangerous confusion is spreading. People treating political ideology as if it were God's command. The result? Christianity is being weaponized for power instead of practice for love. What is Republican Christianity? Or what do I define as a Republican Christian? So basically, when I say a Republican Christian or Republican Christianity, I'm talking about what is often called Christian nationalism. It's this belief that being a good American means being a very specific kind of Christian, usually white evangelical or politically conservative. It's basically the idea that America was founded as a Christian nation and must stay that way basically, even if that means excluding immigrants, minorities, or anyone who doesn't fit their mold. Think of figures like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who basically proudly calls herself a Christian nationalist, or Donald Trump, for example, who many of his followers treat not just as a leader, but also as a divine instrument. This ideology doesn't just live in politics, it's amplified by media personalities and cultural commentators. Take, for example, Candace Owens, who often believes Christian rhetoric with hardline nationalism, using faith to justify anti-immigrant and LGBTQ stances. And then there's Ben Shapiro, not a Christian himself, but often aligned with this worldview, defending policies that privilege conservative Christians, like Christian norms in basically our everyday public life. These voices together, they create an echo chamber where God becomes a talking point to own the lips instead of call to love your neighbor. And that's why many mainstream Christians across Catholic, Pentecostal, and even evangelical circles are speaking out against Christian nationalism. They basically call it what it is. It's idolatry. It's basically putting America first before God. And you are from Christianity Today to pastors across the country, faith-based groups. They basically warning believers that if your Christianity looks more like Trumpism or talking points from political pundits than like Jesus of Nazareth, you basically traded your faith for politics. So, the question is, are you following Christ? Or are you following basically a brand of politics that is wrapped in his name? Because one leads to mercy, humility, and community, while the other leads to exclusion, hate, and power worship. And those two paths couldn't be further apart. Here's the playbook redefined neighbor to only mean who look, act, and vote like